If you actually think Fa Yu is goals, we need to clear your cache and fix your settings. The industry is selling you a predator in a designer suit, and you're eating it up just because he's rich and looks good in slow motion. You're not watching a romance. You're watching a data breach of human boundaries. In the BL world, being a senior acts like a diplomatic immunity card for absolute freaks. Being a P isn't a grade level. It's a license to be a creep with a high budget filter. It's not older mentor. It's grooming Lite, and the fact that you're blushing at it is the real red flag. Before we look at the receipts, let's quantify the damage. In the time it takes this script to justify a century-old destiny, you could have manually peeled the wet labels off a crate of room temperature beer bottles and still had time to question why you're paying for a premium subscription. Your time is being stolen, and you're thanking the thief. Take Century of Love. The script is using magic as a legal loophole for a dynamic that is actually just a museum artifact cornering a college student. Our lead, San, is basically a triple-digit fossil playing Guardian as a full-time job. Calling this a soulmate is the ultimate gaslighting session. By framing the relationship as destiny, the show acts like consent is just a suggestion. If it's meant to be, then consent and age gaps don't matter, right? Wrong. Without the CGI filters, it's just an immortal man cornering a kid who is just trying to survive a 12-hour shift without a mental breakdown. The math isn't mathing. He's not a soulmate. It's a senior citizen scam. But at least the Century of Love guys had a fantasy loophole as an excuse. In Love in the Air, the leads don't need a century. They just need a toolbox and a total lack of a conscience. Let's look at Propi and Sky. This is where the older mentor becomes a captive mentorship. Propi isn't healing Sky. He's hoovering him. He uses his bank account to force himself into a trauma victim's space. Why is the chemistry hitting? The expensive cars and the high-end filters are doing all the heavy lifting here. If you strip away the pretty filters, you're just watching a rich guy bully a student who is currently one bed day away from a total system crash. It's not support. It's a high-interest loan on a person's dignity. If Propi is a hunter, Fa Yu is a developer. He's an architect, so he knows how to blueprint a collapse. He didn't help Rain. He designed a crisis. He's basically a landlord who cuts your brake lines, just so he can charge you for the tow. If you think begging for a spare tire is a love story, your standards are in the basement. He's not being a kind senior. He's gatekeeping a car jack until he gets a payout. Is your favorite protective P actually a romantic hero, or is the agency just selling you a predatory lie because it's easier to market than a healthy, equal relationship? Here's the part that will make the stans rage quit the video. The contract. The industry isn't just obsessed with power imbalances for the vibe. They're doing it for the service economy. Why? Because a healthy, equal relationship doesn't fuel a world tour. They need the protector and the fragile Nong, because that dynamic creates a permanent emotional debt that you, the viewer, feel obligated to pay. Your favorite character's trauma isn't a plot point. It's engagement farming. Notice how the tears start falling right before the ticket sales for the final episode fan meet go live. You're not watching art. You're watching a 10-episode audition for a high-priced stage show. The agency is betting on your protective instincts to keep their subscription numbers and ticket sales up. The logic is dead, and the vibe is rancid. We've been conditioned to accept the predator as the protector because the actors ate, and the filters are expensive. Let's be real. The industry isn't protecting Thai cultural norms. They're protecting a profit margin. They sell you the P-Nong dynamic because it creates a permanent debt between the characters. And when the characters are in debt, the fans stay addicted to the payoff that never actually hits. You're not a fan. You're a stakeholder in a romance scam. The agency isn't waiting for the leads to fall in love. They're waiting for your next credit card payment. If you're still defending this, the agency's marketing department just earned their year-end bonus. Join the audit or stay in the lie. The evidence is clear. The older mentor trope is the industry's favorite tool for boundary stripping. It's messy, it's lazy, and frankly, the vibe is exhausted. I'm opening the floor to the forensic fans. Where do you draw the line? Is a triple-digit age gap a romantic masterpiece, or is it just a boundary breach in a designer suit? Tell me in the comments if you're actually buying the Destiny excuse, or if you're just here for the high-end filters. If you're tired of the narrative scams and you're ready to join the audit, hit the button. We're building a permanent record of industry nonsense. Stay skeptical. The audit is closed.